Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how I gave this mid-century modern dresser a refresh. I started by removing all of the drawers. I found this dresser at Goodwill on sale for $12 and was really curious what was under all that shiny black paint, so I picked it up. There was a lot of white powder in the dresser, but I also found a missing drawer pull and a few screws. I really didn't want to strip this piece because stripping is so messy, so I started out determined to use my carbide scraper. There was a top layer of black paint, a layer of gray primer, a layer of the factory blonde lacquer, and finally the veneer. I spent a while scraping half of the first drawer before deciding using stripper was the way to go unless I wanted to spend the rest of my life scraping paint off this dresser. I put a thick layer of citrus strip on the drawer fronts and let it sit for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I used a plastic scraper to scrape the paint and stripper off. Most of it was coming off, but I let the other drawers sit for a while longer before scraping them. I used mineral spirits and steel wool to remove the leftover stripper and any finish that came with it. You can see the stripper worked pretty well to remove the paint and primer. Instead of doing another round of stripper to remove the remaining finish, I decided to clean the drawers off and sand them to get them down to the veneer. I sanded all sides of the drawer to clean them up a bit. There was also a slight cigarette smoke smell, so I ended up spraying all the drawers and the dresser with shellac to seal in the smell. I used 120 grit sandpaper to remove the remaining finish from the drawer fronts. Here you can see how sanding the drawer really cleaned it up. I used a vacuum to clean up the inside of the dresser since there was so much white powder in there. I'm not really sure if it was baking soda or baby powder or what it was, but it was a mess. Once I was done vacuuming, I gave everything a good clean with Simple Green. One of the corners of the drawers needed repair. I put a piece of tape around the edge so it would help mold the wood filler to the correct shape. I used a stainable wood filler since I'm going to stain the drawers. I used 120 grit sandpaper to give the dresser frame a scuff sand and to make the surfaces smooth and even for painting. There was a repair needed on the side of the dresser, so I mixed up some Bondo to fix up that edge since Bondo is a lot stronger than wood filler and I wasn't going to be staining that area. Two of the drawers had these line details that had dried stripper and sawdust in it, so I used a flathead screwdriver to go in and remove all that. I used a dark walnut stain for the drawer fronts, and I used a cloth to apply it in the direction of the wood grain. Here's how the stain looked after the first coat. It was a little bit patchy and I ended up doing 2 more coats of stain to get a really deep, rich color. While the stain dried, I cleaned up the hardware with some Brasso and they looked brand new. The bottom drawer was missing a drawer slide, so I decided to try and make one. I had some 1/4 inch dowels and a 1/4 inch piece of wood. I cut everything to the length that I needed and used wood glue and clamps to join everything together. Once that was dry, I glued on a 1/2 inch square dowel and clamped it to dry, and that gave me the shape that I needed. Once that was dry, I came in with my nail gun and added nails for extra support. To attach the drawer side to the drawer, I used wood glue. added 2 nails at the back of the drawer slide to further secure it in place. Like I said earlier, I had sprayed the dresser with shellac to prime it and seal in any smells. I chose to use this dark navy paint that I used in this chair flip video. I painted it on and used a roller to roll off the excess paint for a really smooth finish. This method results in really thin layers of paint, so I ended up doing 3 coats to get full coverage. You can see the slight orange peel texture that the roller leaves, but there's very little texture once the paint dries. I used a semi-gloss polyurethane to seal the drawers. I applied 2 coats and sanded with 300 grit sandpaper between the coats. To seal the dresser, I mixed up polyacrylic with a little bit of the paint to reduce streaks. I started out by applying it with a sponge, which makes for really thin layers. You can see how quickly the top coat was drying since it was so hot, so I ended up switching to a brush to apply the next 2 layers of top coat. And with the top coat done, here's how the dresser turned out. I really like the dark blue with the dark rich walnut. I didn't have all the original hardware, so I decided to use mismatched hardware, but I think they all go together really well. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.